Good morning, everyone. My name is Joanny, and welcome to another PA School vlog. I am a second year physician associate student training in London, and this week I am going to be starting my emergency medicine rotation. So, if you have been following my journey, my PA school journey so far, you would know that I just finished 6 weeks of my general practice placement, which I recorded a bit about here in this video here. So if you click on the link, you can watch to see what I got up to in general practice, especially during the pandemic. This week I am going to be going back into hospital. I haven't been in hospital since March, so I'm going back to start my emergency medicine placement. So I'm going to be in the accident and emergency department for the next 6 weeks. I'm very excited, but it's also scary and daunting to think about as well, because I don't know how much has changed. I'm going back to the hospital where I did my other placements in, so geriatric medicine, obs and gynae, mental health, and acute medicine. So all of those videos are going to be left down below where I talked about what I got up to during this placement, so you can watch those. I'm going to be taking the bus. I'm not driving to hospital. I'm going to be taking the bus there, and I just thought I'll carry you guys along the week. I'm not going to be vlogging much in hospital for obvious reasons, but I'm going to try, because I didn't do a very good job vlogging my first week back on GP, so I want to try and do a good job at vlogging my first week back in hospital and tell you guys everything that I learn every day, and just try to carry you guys along. I am excited. I hope you guys are excited too. So yeah, let's go. ED, here we come. Good morning, everyone. It's day 2 of my week back in hospital, my emergency medicine placement. Sorry I didn't update you guys after I got back home from hospital. I will hopefully update you guys after I get back home today. But basically yesterday was just an induction day, so majority of it was just lectures upon lectures on sepsis, on COVID-19, on donning and doffing, so when it comes to wearing PPE around the hospital and all of that kind of stuff. And then we introduced ourselves to our supervisors, but then we had to get our IT logins and smart cards sorted, and so by the time we got that sorted, it was time to come home. Anyway, today we have a simulation day with the F1s, with the foundation year 1 doctors. So I need to get there for 8:45 because it starts at 9 o'clock, and I need to get there early because I don't know where exactly the simulation is. So I'm gonna go catch my bus now, but hopefully I will update you guys as I go along today. All right, let's go. Okay guys, so I am out of the bus, and I thought I would just update you guys now since I have a bit of a walk to the hospital. So yesterday we had an induction in the morning. Like I said, we had just an induction of how things have changed during the corona times. The hospital I'm at, they're doing really well. I think they have currently about 3 patients in the hospital at the moment who have the coronavirus. They've not had any new admissions since the end of May, which is a good thing. But things have changed because people have to now wear masks throughout the hospital, so we don't pass on the virus to our colleagues or just put our colleagues at risk. So yeah, we have been We maintain the social distancing rules and also wear the masks. And yesterday we had a training about donning and doffing, which is basically the different PPE requirements for different areas of the hospital. And where I'm at in the emergency department, we have to wear scrubs. I'm so excited for it. We haven't had an official start day on the ward yet, so yesterday I didn't do any we didn't wear any scrubs, but myself and my placement partner are just trying to sort out some different things. After today, I'm not sure if the simulation day is all day or just this morning. If it's just this morning, then we'll have some time on the ward in the afternoon. But if it's all day, then we won't start properly on the ward until tomorrow. Now, there's different parts of the emergency department. There's the majors, there's the trauma center, and there's like loads of other bits as well, like the pediatric A&E and also the resus area. So yesterday my supervisor just took us around the different parts of the emergency department just to get us just to familiarize ourselves with it. And the plan is, because we've got 6 weeks in the emergency department, that we would spend at least 1 week in each of the departments, the different areas, just so that we get a hang of how things work in the whole of the emergency department. So yeah, my supervisor is really great. She's very nice, and I'm hoping and I believe that the next 6 weeks would be amazing, and I'll learn a lot. And just in terms of learning, clerking patients, examining, presenting back to my supervisors or the registrars and the consultants. And it would be a wonderful end to my placement for second year of PA school. So yeah. Hello everyone, it is day 3 of my week back in my hospital placement. And today I am just going to, so I'm about to leave the house to go for placement, but today I just thought I would tell you guys what I did yesterday. So I mentioned yesterday that we were having a simulation day with the F1s. So myself and 3 other PA students, who are the only students at the moment in the hospital, had a simulation day with 2 F1s. It was supposed to be a day just for F1s, but only 2 turned up, and so we joined them. It was very interesting because we covered a whole load of scenarios, like different scenarios about emergency situations. The teacher was great. He was amazing. He was an anesthetic registrar, and he was a very good teacher as well. So we thought it wasn't going to last only for the morning, but it lasted the whole day from 9 o'clock till like 5:30. I think we left. I mean, I was drained by the end of it, but I felt like I learned a lot, and I felt like it pushed me out of my comfort zone a lot. And I felt like the skills or things that we went over are quite relevant, especially since I'm in the emergency department at the moment. So I think all those things are quite relevant. So some of the scenarios that we went over are acute asthma exacerbation, opioid overdose, anaphylaxis, hypoglycemia due to an insulin overdose, splenic rupture due to a road traffic, like secondary to a road traffic accident. So we had the mannequins, and then the scenarios, you're in a simulation suite, like it looks like a ward, a hospital. You had the ambulance crew, like the paramedic, doing the handover for some of the scenarios. Then you having to do the A to E assessments and some other factors as well, the nurses around, and when to call 222, when to call for help, and when to ring for a doctor, and when to escalate, just different things, different decisions that you had to make in terms of delegation. It was good to have a mix of F1s and PA students, because apparently as PAs we aren't allowed to prescribe at the moment. So in the scenarios, a lot of the medications that you're given in an emergency, we needed a doctor to be there. So I think the scenarios did show a lot of about our limitation. One of our limitations as PAs, not being able to, authorize prescriptions. So for example, in one of the scenarios, myself and the other PA student met a patient who was seizing because he had overdosed on insulin, and he had a blood sugar of 1, and so obviously he was hypoglycemic, he was unconscious, and so we knew that he had to get glucose, but as PAs we can't authorize that prescription, so we had to make sure that we called for help early on, so a doctor came on site so someone can oversee and actually agree with the prescription and go ahead with that. So yeah, I think that did show a bit about our limitations as PAs. I think it was a really good day though, because I didn't think that I was gonna survive in high stressful scenarios, especially because the other colleagues were watching from the other room and just evaluating, seeing how you're doing things, which I don't really like, being in the limelight or the spotlight and knowing that people were watching me. It was a bit like, ugh. But it was actually great. Like, I'm glad I did it. It was something I can talk about. I've definitely learned a lot in terms of assessing a patient, going A to E, when you get to an emergency, when to call for help, when to escalate things, and what to think about and how to work your way through, like just a systematic approach to try and find out what's going on with the patient. And obviously recognizing the limitations of your role, and communicating with the team. I think communication is a very big part of managing emergency situations. So yeah, I learned a lot about asthma treatment, anaphylaxis, opioids, advanced life support as well, because we did some using the defibrillator and all of that stuff, and trauma assessment as well, which was great. But yeah, so today I'm gonna be actually starting on the ward this morning, hopefully. I'm gonna be wearing scrubs by the time I get there. That's why I'm not really dressed smart, because there's no reason to dress smart if you're gonna change into scrubs anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna leave for placement now, and I'll speak to you guys later. People, scrubs. Here's the scrubs. I'm here with my amazing placement partner. So do you want to say hi?
Yes. Hi,
welcome
to my channel. My name is Sola. What's yours?
I mean, get away from the window because it's kind of dark.
Hi, welcome to Joan's channel.
There you go. Can you show us your beautiful face?
So my face is this.
How has ED been so far?
It's been really good. I've been saving lives all day. It's been so exhausting. I'm feeling. Still one patient today, which is quite good.
Yeah.
Got to interpret X-rays and ABGs.
Yeah.
Took a history and examine resp and card and gastro exam, which is quite good.
Yeah.
Just had free food, which is always great.
Amazing.
What else? What else? What else? What do you want to know about me?
What do you want to? I mean, she's on Insta. She has a YouTube channel which she has abandoned. Shame on you.
Sorry, I didn't post anymore.
Shame on.
Sorry.
Don't wear pants as a lady, and all of that. So telling them that this was a girl I wanted to marry was a bit of a struggle for me. Well, I knew how to do it because I couldn't get married without my parents, but I wasn't so sure how they were going to react. Yeah, so that was where we ended last week. So today we're going into telling you how we met each other's parents, how our parents met each other, how everything was so different from what we expected, and let's go.
Morning everyone, it is day 4 of my week back on hospital placements. I am walking to the hospital at the moment. Today is again just going back to the wards and seeing how things are. Well, I mean the emergency department. So I've spoken to one of the doctors who has been in ED before. She's one of the F1s, and she has done suturing in the past. So she's gonna let us suture an orange, because obviously there's not that many patients coming in at the moment. So the chances of us finding a patient that needs suturing is slim. Oh wait, at the end, wait, no,
I just locked it even harder. Who gave you this equipment? Okay. Yeah?
yeah.
Hello.
Hello everyone, so it's many days later, and I just remembered whilst editing the vlog that I did not do a wrap up. I finally got a tripod stand for my phone, which I am using at the moment, and I know that it's great because I've just gotten tired of holding my phone or my iPad when I record these videos. But anyway, I thought I would come on here and do a wrap up for this vlog. So this is my second week now of emergency medicine. Today was a good day. Myself and my placement partner decided to go in for 8 o'clock. So me and Sola, we decided to go in for 8 o'clock, and we were able to sit in at the handovers meeting for the nurses, and also when the nurse in charge during the night handed over to the doctors. Unfortunately, today there were a lot of psych patients. So patients would come in with psychiatric cases, so overdoses, alcohol abuse, psychotic, acute psychotic episodes. If you remember when I talked about my mental health placement, because I did that at the same hospital I'm at, I will leave the link in one of the corners. I did talk about the fact that the psychiatric team usually went to the emergency department to clerk patients, like psychiatric patients who were having acute episodes, especially a load of overdoses and acute psychotic episodes. The psychiatric team will be involved in this, and so the ED, the emergency team, would refer to the psych team, and they would come and assess the patient and decide on what to do, either to admit the patients or not. But I have talked about all of that in my mental health rotation video, so go and check that out if you're interested in how psychiatric liaison works in hospital and all my experience with that. But anyway, yeah, so we had a lot of psychiatric patients in the majors, which is what part of the department, but we were able to take histories from 2 patients. One of them had an allergic reaction to something that she did not know, so basically we had to take a full history from her and try and make sure to cover all the bases to try and find out what exactly she ate, or did she have something new, did she sleep on something, what just to figure out what exactly happened at the time when she first noticed allergic reaction. And then the second patient was a loin to groin pain, so typical of a kidney stone, which is really good. So it was good. We were able to take a good history from that. Yesterday we saw a patient who came in with shortness of breath on exertion. It was a typical heart failure textbook picture. You rarely see patients, when I was in GP land, like I rarely saw patients who presented to the textbook, but I feel like so far in ED, a lot of the patients come in and they just tick all the boxes, and you literally like, yeah, like this is it. But yeah, it's been great. And then we went to resus, so we went to resuscitation department for a little bit. We saw a patient that came in with chest pain, so we had to do the whole ACS protocol. We saw a patient who had overdosed on quetiapine. Quetiapine is an antipsychotic drug, so we had to learn how to assess the patient. So doing A to E assessment, using the mnemonic boxes to carry out investigations. So B's for bloods, O's for orifices, so if you're doing like urine dips or sputum samples, X is for x-rays, be chest x-ray or whatever x-ray that's you deem as important. E is for ECG, and S is for specialty or specialist test or special test. So if you're going to involve a specialty, for example, cardiology, and also then when you're managing the patient, you go to A to E as well. So when you're assessing the patient, going from A to E, whatever problems you find, you would tackle those problems as well. So we've learned a lot about chest x-ray interpretation, because you have to do that all the time in ED. ECG interpretation as well, that's something that you need to learn, a skill that you need to learn how to do. and yeah, just loads of other things as well that, you know, in terms of assessing patients and, you know, thinking of your top differentials and making sure that you rule out life-threatening conditions. And also we spend the afternoon as well in the pediatrics A&E department, where we were able to clerk one patient who fell basically and had a head injury, so a laceration in the head. We got to watch one of the consultants stitch the wound, and also use glue. Apparently they use glue as well to glue some of the wounds that they can't stitch, so that was really cool. Yeah, so we've been seeing loads. It's very tiring, the shifts, but it's tiring in terms of the fact that you have to stand for most of the day. It's very different from GP land, where you just sit for most of the day, but it's very interesting. Like, we've been learning loads, and yeah, I'm just so grateful for it. I thank God for, you know, again, an amazing opportunity to be able to learn despite the pandemic. Because it's the summer, it's on the quieter side. Things usually get really busy during the winter, but either way, we've still been seeing patients, and things have still been rolling, because I think now that the lockdown has been lifted, more patients are I guess finding the courage to come into hospital, or for, you know, have you now seeing the consequences of behaviors that some patients have picked up during the lockdown season, for example drinking, or drinking alcohol excessively. So yeah, that's my first 2 weeks or week and a half, I guess, of ED. I'm gonna do a wrap-up video when I finish in 4 weeks time, and just tell you guys everything else that I haven't mentioned in this video, and just a final wrap up. But if you have any more questions about my emergency medicine placement or anything at all, PA school wise, anything, just leave a comment down below. I am going to leave the link to the playlist to all my other PA school vlogs, including all the other reviews of all the other rotations I've had. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and God bless you. Bye.